Good afternoon and welcome wherever you're watching us from around the world. I'm Susette Speaks here with Jamaicans.com. It is my honor to be your hostess today for a very timely conversation. As you all know, we have had a devastating hurricane hit the island of Jamaica, and we are here to talk about our efforts around the world. Welcome if you're watching from Europe. Of course, this conversation centers around efforts for hurricane relief in Europe. But I myself, representing for all of the hurricane relief efforts we have been seeing around the world. If you have contributed in any way, we thank you. But we know Jamaica will need our help in the long term. Hence, Jamaicans.com has orchestrated a series of chats, online dialogues, so that we as Jamaicans, Jamaican diaspora, and friends of Jamaica can come together and pool our resources to help our island rebuild stronger. Welcome. I want you to drop where you're watching from in the chat, hit the like button, make sure you do share the broadcast. Of course, we want as many people as possible to see what we're doing and how the efforts are basically coordinated in this conversation from throughout Europe. We have some top diplomats and experts and leaders who are helping to coordinate efforts from the United Kingdom, as well as representing all throughout Europe. And we are grateful that they're here to join this discussion with us today. Hit the like button, please. And again, I am grateful to be here. Welcome once again, one and all, if you're watching from Europe. This is your conversation. Just about 2 weeks ago, we had a conversation focused on Canada and the United States and the efforts coming from North America. But of course, today is all about what is happening from our friends and our diaspora and our brethren and sistren from across Europe. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on our first guest from the Office of the High Commissioner in the United Kingdom. I would love to welcome none other than the Honorable Alexander Williams. Welcome, sir.
And hello to all your listeners. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining the conversation. Once again, this is about rebuilding, and we know there's lots of work to do. So first and foremost, welcome. I'll say Montreal is in the building, and I'm grateful, so grateful that I'm watching from London. Listen, big up everybody around the world who is here supporting. Thank you, Florida, my home state. And of course, my grandmother would say, no matter where you go in the world, you'll find a Jamaican. So we are grateful for the outpouring of support. But of course, we've seen the reports. We see what is happening from St. Elizabeth to Trelawney to all of the Southwest. Even cockpit country, like my family, throughout St. Anne has been impacted by this devastating storm. So first, welcome. I have so many questions for you, sir. Can you first give us a little background about what your office does? And please tell us how your family and extended family in Jamaica is faring since the hurricane.
Well, I'll start first with the second question. My family is fine.
Okay.
We are on the my home is in Kingston. Well, mostly Stony Hill, that side. Okay. And we didn't have any damage at all, just lost light.
Okay.
But as to what we're doing here, we're doing just about everything we can here to deal with the hurricane relief effort. I interface with the UK government. I also do with the Commonwealth and also the CARICOM caucus of High Commissioners here to spearhead all the relief efforts from all the countries that I engage with here. I'm not just the High Commissioner for the Jamaica's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom. I'm also the High Commissioner for Finland, Ireland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and Cyprus. And I have honorary consuls in each of those jurisdictions who are assisting in the relief effort as well. So apart from that,
yes, sir. I was going to say you fight the portfolio.
So we do. So we here at the High Commission, we have made arrangements with some freight forwarders and shippers, with some drop-off points in London, Midlands, and South, and so on in Scotland, for relief items to be shipped to Jamaica. Beautiful. So we've been doing that, getting the word out. We have town hall meetings here, about 3 so far, and I've been, engaging in a number of different diaspora events here, promoting the relief effort. So that's what I've been doing.
That's fantastic. And again, thank
Yeah.
you, High Commissioner, for your hard work. Many of us on the ground who haven't gotten much sleep. So I can imagine with such a portfolio and with this disaster, it has been a lot for you. So thank you so much for your work in coordinating all these efforts. So the purpose of these calls is to get real information in real time out to people. So I see all of you watching. Thank you for dropping where you're watching from in the chat. But if there are specific needs that you would like to see our friends of Jamaica, our diaspora, contribute to, whether there are certain type of items, whether there are certain locations or any upcoming specific drives or events, where specifically can people reach out to the Office of the High Commission to help continue the relief efforts?
Well, start with the website. Start with our website, which is jhcuk.org. If you go to our website, you will be able to access our drop-off list. And of course, we're taking only items that are designated in the official government needs list, which you will find at supportjamaica.gov.jm.
Mm-hmm.
But once you select the items from that needs list, you simply contact any one of the drop-off points, which you can access from our Instagram page, as well as from our website and our other social media platforms. You will see reference to the drop-off points. We have JP Logistics in Essex. We have Kingsley Shipping, Pearly Way in Croydon. We have Croydon BME Forum and Windrush Generation Legacy, which is in Croydon. We have Breakers Anointing Ministries, Harrow Road, Wembley, and so on. So the list is there. They can consult and drop off the items there.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and of course we encourage donations to ODPEN through the website supportjamaica.gov.jm.
Beautiful. Tell us a little bit more about what you've seen so far as the response.
The response has been very good. The word I've been using is overwhelming.
Wonderful.
The goods are coming in, and we're almost at a point now where we have backlog, so to speak, because we're not shipping as fast as the goods are coming in. So there's some backlog. So the take-up has been excellent. We do have issues, I don't mind telling you, we do have issues with people donating items that are not on the needs list. And that, of course, creates a logistics problem, having to sift through what is required and what we can't ship and so on. So that creates a problem. But overall, it has been very good, I must say. I visited a couple of the centers and to see the work in progress and see how they're managing. And it's a major operation for each one of
Yes.
the locations. It is.
Great. Beautiful. As you mentioned that, and before we go to our next guest, I want to just maybe highlight some of the things people should not bring, because I know people have a heart to give. And of course, they are going to show up and they're going to give what they can. But as you mentioned, that there are some items that are not preferable at this time. Do you want to give us any examples?
Well, the first example is clothing. Clothing is
No
not on the
clothes.
needs list. Don't send clothes. Don't
Yeah.
send used items. Don't send items that will expire in a short period of time. Particularly when we're talking about medical supplies, the preference is to ship items that have at least a 1-year shelf life, so to speak.
Okay.
So you have to be careful in those particular areas. The other thing is that when you come to electronic equipment, the voltage requirement here in UK is significantly different than in Jamaica. I think it's 110 for Jamaica, it's 220 here. So it's they're
Be careful with your
not
electronic.
necessarily what's the word I want now? It won't necessarily work.
Like compatible with what's on the island.
Compatible, yes, that's the word. That's exactly the
Yeah.
word I was looking for. So we encourage
Fantastic.
people, if you're going to do that, buy it off Amazon and perhaps, take delivery and then send off to one of these drop-off points. The other thing is we are appreciative of what we're getting, but you can imagine that if people drop off, say, um, one single item or a few items, and a lot of people do that, it creates a problem packaging, palletizing for shipping. It would be much preferable if we got cases rather than individual items, and that would, of course, assist in the shipping process or preparing for shipping. So that's the
So
comments I'd make.
yes, sir. Sorry to interrupt. So, as far as cases, you're saying like cases of, canned foods, canned
Indeed,
soups, washing
indeed,
detergent. I
that's right.
myself, I'll just talk about an Amazon list that my own family created, and we were opening boxes. So I can imagine on scale how large the effort is on your end, because just from and we have a pretty big extended family.
Yeah.
Our Amazon haul was crazy, and last night we were organizing them and stripping them down, packing, sorting to get them ready for the pallets, as you talked about, to get them to Jamaica. Well, thank you so much for your efforts. And we're going to go to our next speaker as we continue our discussion. If you're just joining, welcome. I'm Susette Speaks, coming to you from Miami, Florida, hosting today on behalf of Jamaicans.com. We are trying to highlight the efforts that are going on across the world to help rebuild Jamaica stronger. Today's conversation is focused on Europe. So if you're from Europe, make sure you tell a friend, make sure you share it. And if you're not, welcome to, you can listen as well, because we want to let people know what's really going on and how they can contribute, because this is going to be for sure a long-term effort. So thank you again to High Commissioner Alexander Williams. We appreciate you being here. Please stick around. And we're
Sure.
going to go to our next speaker. This is our GJDC representative for the UK, Mr. Nathaniel Peat, will be joining us.
Yeah, big up yourself, Susette. How you keeping? Hey.
Welcome,
Good.
sir.
Yeah,
And I'm
man, good to
so
see you.
grateful
Good
that
to see
you're
you.
here. And
Yes,
we're
yeah.
thankful again. Big up all the massive around the world who's been giving back again. Our country, where our forefathers, my forefathers came from, needs us. And we are trying to express how important it is that we continue to give and coordinate among each other so that the needs are met there on the ground in the island. So welcome, sir. Can you talk a little bit about your role? And again, how is your family doing?
Yeah, well, I just heard from my dad yesterday after a number of weeks. The
Wow.
solar panels rip off of the house and there's roof damage and he's in center and my family home, but and then cousins as well back home. So yeah, I've been impacted. My family's been impacted. But the diaspora impact has been significant. I am the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council rep. So I'm an advisor, strategic advisor to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade in Jamaica on trade, investment, and just diaspora matters, really. But there's so much things happening in the diaspora. I mean, the High Commissioner has given a lot, but there's even more. As well as the drop-off points, there's been several fundraising initiatives that we've had to support and push out. There was Sudbury New Testament Church of God, who have done a national appeal. They actually did a Hurricane Melissa disaster appeal, and that was the New Testament Church of God. They raised about £5,000. There was another New Testament Church of God, which was led by, in partnership with the Croydon BME Forum and New Testament Church of God. Listen, they organized this concert in 2 days and they raised £18,000. There's other things. The Dominican Friars and St. Martin's Mission have also done fundraising concerts. There is Captain Lisa Thomas. She is such a philanthropist. She did a lot of work in Jamaica before, around optician and glasses for young people. She sponsored a whole load of glasses for young people in Jamaica. But then she has set up hubs in Kensington, where that has just been going up and up each day, partnered, and then looking at volunteers, which is going to be sent down. The Angel Foundation as well. Angelia Christian has had the Angel Foundation doing work in Jamaica, and she has been doing a great deal of charitable donations where people have been bringing things. She has purchased things, and she's been pushing those things out. Again, with the I Support Jamaica Fund, JN Money, JN Foundation, They have partnered with various different people. A good friend of mine, Portia has just put on a concert for the love of Jamaica that was supported by several celebrity, UK celebrity Jamaican diaspora, members such as Alicia Dixon. There's others that were there. Rampage, a big dancehall based DJ. Unit that has been going, a sound system which is going around for many years, and they did that at Bucks Park in Wembley, and they raised about £20,000. There's numerous grassroots concerts, Luton, Birmingham. Most of them are partnering with one of the official partners in Jamaica, which is Food for the Poor. And many future events are coming up. For example, there is going to be the New Testament Church of God Hurricane concert, which is New Testament Church of God Lee, and they're going to be doing that concert coming up this Sunday. There is another concert which is planned, which is the Lovers Rock concert in December, which is planned. We had the official concert, which was part of Minister Grange had said and announced there was going to be a number of support Jamaica concerts. I Love Jamaica concerts, and there was one which was held, put on by Rob Hallett and his team, which was at Coco Camden, and that was a hurricane relief concert as well. So there's numerous grassroots concerts, club nights. There's other things which are happening in the background of we're trying to explore ways in which we can get things quicker to Jamaica, because as the High Commissioner has said that there is a backlog and there's lots of things which are coming in, and so to streamline that, there's other people that are coming on board. Black Catorial has raised over £100,000, and they have an active GoFundMe link that is on GoFundMe right now, and that has been receiving a number of different donations. Just another thing which is coming up, in fact, on the 30th of November, we have the Move Jamaica, which is Funky Fitness, which is going to be at the Millfield Theatre in Enfield. And that's where people are going to be doing steps and exercise for, Jamaica. So there's so many things going on.
First of all,
So
let me just
many
say big
things.
up UK.
So
Big
many
up
things.
UK. This is phenomenal. I'm just, first of all, thank you. And thank you to the diaspora, the Friends of Jamaica, all of the folks, human beings that just want to help other human beings who are in dire need. Thank you. As you can hear, things are very busy as far as the relief front goes. So I wanted to ask you, sir, how do people tap in when you have all of these concerts? Is there a centralized website? Do they follow your Instagram? Are there ways in which folks who want to attend or contribute can easily see what's coming up in the next few weeks or months so that they can support?
Well, a lot of the diaspora organizations, they feed into me and they send me their events. And so I put out a newsletter. The newsletter goes out on a weekly basis, so they can plug directly into my newsletter. If they go to my website, nathanielpeat.com/GJDC, they can connect into my newsletter. And the newsletter is a moving newsletter. So if there is a town hall meeting, for example, the High Commission has been doing those. They've done their third one, that is put into the newsletter. The drop-off points are put into the newsletter. I recently had one sent today from Faith City Church in Hackney, who is opening, as one is going to be closing, they're opening theirs. 4 donation links. That's going to be in the newsletter again. So I'm getting regular updates from the diaspora and from diaspora organizations and groups. Jamaicans Inspired as well is promoting things, as well as the Jamaican High Commission website, which has all of the drop-off points, the official drop-off points, whether that be JN Bank drop-off or Croydon BME Forum, which Croydon is actually going to be closing their one soon, in fact. But all of this information is on the internet. For people that are looking for more grassroots organized events, then they can go into Eventbrite and simply type in Jamaican fundraising concert. You're going to get a whole list of people that are doing things. And so there is some stuff happening all over the United Kingdom. And this is really, really important that we have many people supporting these initiatives that are out there. This is going to be a long process, and right now we're still in relief, but then the recovery side is going to be essential. And this is where the sector specialists are going to be required and needed in order for those doctors and nurses to plan. They need time to get the time off of work to do this work. So, the next 6 weeks is going to be essential in terms of the planning to support Jamaica on the ground. We recognize that there's going to be a number of people that are working extra hard in Jamaica, and
Yes.
burnout is a real issue. So that's where the diaspora is going to need to step in for volunteerism. And I know Captain Lisa Thomas is going to be working with that alongside Jamaicans Inspired, and other diaspora organizations are looking at that. So there's a lot happening.
Wow, we're just overwhelmed with gratitude. I know I speak for the larger Jamaican community, Friends of Jamaica, Jamaica diaspora, and beyond, when we say thank you to everyone throughout Europe. I know we're highlighting United Kingdom today, but of course we know there are Jamaicans in France. Big up yourselves. My cousin lives in Netherlands. I know Jamaicans living in Spain. Wherever you are in Europe, thank
You're so
you
right.
for your efforts, because we know it's all about creating any type of event. I almost want to challenge all of our church folks. Listen, Church of God is doing their thing. I hear a lot of different churches called, and of course, a lot of Jamaican are people of faith. So we want to call upon any folks. Either you can support an already existing effort, or you even can do your own, as just described, grassroots effort, right? And we all know that no matter how you contribute, it just matters that we are doing something. I want to ask you two questions, because I know here in Florida we have certain, as you mentioned, Food for the Poor and other organizations that are literally packing and sending. Is there a need for physical volunteers? Big up South Florida. Thank you for watching. But are there a need for people to come by an office or come by a warehouse and do that
Absolutely.
type of work? Talk about that, because it
Absolutely.
sounds like you could need all hands on deck for the physical labor of getting things to the shipping companies, etc.
So the thing about it is, with the drop-off points, they are operating in communities, and they usually have a base of people who they can call on to assist with the packing and the sorting and the palletizing. But I know that some of them are under pressure and really would like to have volunteers. And then, of course, you have other charitable organizations that they're doing their thing, doing their collecting and so on, that they could use help. I should tell you, my wife is part of several charitable organizations. They're doing their own thing. I know one particular charitable is doing a walkathon to raise funds and all of that. And volunteers to be on the walkathon are also needed too. So what I would say, um, when you go to our website and you go to the drop-off point, there's a telephone number. You can call and you can volunteer. In addition to registering as a volunteer in the what Nathaniel has spoken to, that is to say, the restore phase of the effort. When we get to that, we're collating the information. The Jamaican government is collating the information on all the volunteers that we have, and I think we have about roughly 200, 250 persons already registered as volunteers, and we're expecting that number to increase considerably. And I should say this,
Mm-hmm.
the volunteers that we have are separate and apart from the official um, government to government volunteers that have been secured so far. The UK government has done it. Um, Canadian government, Barbados, etc. A number of different countries across the world have advised that they have volunteers in certain areas, medicine, transportation, clearance, logistics, and so on. So all of that is being put in place.
Wonderful. So whether you are someone who would like to donate funds, we need you. Whether you're somebody who would like to go to palletize, as we're calling it, it might be a real word or new word, to get organize, sort, and pack, we need you. If you want to go to a dance and do steps, we need you. There's so many different ways to contribute find your niche, find your way to express your solidarity to the resilience of the people of Jamaica. We will build back stronger, and we're so grateful for all the efforts. I'm going to bring now into the conversation Dr. Ethel Rose. I'm going to say the last name. She'll correct me. Vrieze-McBean. I hope I've correct. Did I get it?
It's not really what you said, but we'll just use McBean just for
Dr.
the ease of this conversation.
I would love. I thank you. Thank you for honoring me and for giving me grace with that. She also is with the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative for Europe. Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for being invited. And it's my pleasure to report from the Jamaica Diaspora Council. And I am just so impressed to hear what's going on in the UK. I'm not saying that I'm underestimating what Europe is doing, but I'm also looking at this structure that you have. As you know, we are small, we're new, relatively new to the whole issue of being independent in continental Europe. Mm-hmm. So our input is maybe not as significant as the UK, but I must say for my region, I am just so inspired by all that we have been doing for the Melissa relief support. And in particular, the grassroots movement. There's so many of them that I won't be able to name all of them today, but I would also like to stress the creativity that has been, that I have seen, from auctioning art, cultural items, to mental support, to education, to dance events, and just about everything that you can think of. What we in Jamaica are famous or well known for is our music, our creativity, and that we can also see in the European diaspora. So I'm happy to be invited here and to tell you what we have been doing in the post-Melissa hurricane relief support.
And thank you for being here. Yes, we know that, again, there is a wonderfully outsized contingent of Jamaican diaspora in the UK. So naturally, we will see a lot of activity there. But talk to us about what you're seeing outside of the United Kingdom, whether it be, Italy, France, wherever. Can you give us some examples of what you're seeing in the greater European community?
Sure. I have underlined the most significant ones to me, but that's not saying the others who I'm not going to be talking about that they're not doing a tremendous work. So I think I'm only allowed enough time to talk about the ones that I think, are doing really, really great work. The others that I'm not going to mention are also doing great work. I want to start off with the Jamaica Diaspora Mentorship Academy. This is an academy that has been instigated from the council, from the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. And what we focus on is getting mentees for our mentorship program. Mm-hmm. And what we are doing and what we have done during Melissa and post-Melissa is to provide mental support, so the well-being, especially for our mentees and their families, but also for the mentors themselves. And the mentors themselves have been really checking upon their mentees to see how they're doing, how Melissa has affected them and their families. So not only the physical support, but also the mental support. So especially the youngsters, they also are traumatized by Melissa. Yes. And sometimes they're forgotten. I wouldn't say forgotten, but not enough effort is placed on them because, again, we need to first of all focus on the immediate and the visible impact. But during in the mentorship academy, we focus on the mentees themselves to make sure that they are okay. And we had our mentors checking on them, making sure that working with partners, making sure they're okay, and also making sure that, for example, those who were affected, immediately affected, so lost their house or lots of damage done to their house, that they get the support. Food, we have this grocery list that was also sort of set up by one of the mentors. And he himself also did a door-to-door delivery. And it proved that it was a very effective way of getting groceries to these families, right after the impact. So that is going very well. And I must say the seamless help that the Academy has provided is really to be commended. What is also going on is also the Dutch, they have created a new foundation, and they're looking into getting items. I heard the UK is also doing that. We probably are not as big as in the UK, but we're doing our little thing. And we're setting up with the newly established foundation, we're setting up a direct link from Antwerp to Jamaica with goods, items, and yes, we specifically said the things that High Commissioner Williams identified. We also stress what should not be sent. So that is also going on as well. The same organization or foundation has made sure also that they have a long-term goal. So it's not just right after the recovery, but for a more, say, a longer-term effort to make sure that these people are not forgotten. Because what happens after a crisis is that, there's a big drive and things happen. But we want to make sure that this is ongoing, that the process is the help that we're giving, that we stay in touch with what they're doing so that at least they can continue to grow and to rebuild. Another organization that I also think is very important to mention is, actually two in France, in Paris. We have JAMFET, who I saw coming on. The president is Eddie Boucher, and also JAMDIF, whose president is Miss Marcia Bernard. They are working tirelessly to also contribute to the recovery and the building back project that is going on. And I was also very impressed by JAMFET. I think the president, Eddie Boucher, he has collected, I think, over 3,000 euros from the school he works, and also from an event that he organized from his organization towards the relief, the Melissa relief. So that is really to be commended as well. Also, JAMDIF, that's the other organization. They have a relationship with Spanish Town, so Nanterre and Spanish Town. And together they're also doing lots of events and lots of collaboration to support the building back project. Then we also have Jam in Benelux. That is an organization, and they're organizing a Caribbean, mostly not only for Jamaica but for all the regions that Melissa has impacted. they're having an event in Brussels to support that relief project. There are also numerous GoFundMe, one organized by Omar and Tanisha McBean from Antwerp, and they are also collecting funds for Melissa relief. Another organization along the coast of the Belgian coast called Together for Jamaica, and this is organized or hosted by Big Youths, and they're also having an event. No, they had an event on the 15th of November for this collaboration as well.
I love this.
There's
two more. Go ahead, please.
Yes, there's one or two more that I really need to identify. First, Mama Susie, and we all know Mama Susie is our Jamaican cook in Antwerp, and she works along with Criss Cross. That is also a foundation that supports the marginalized, the poor, the elderly in Jamaica, and they're having a gala dance dinner on the 28th of December, and proceeds, I think 50% of the proceeds will go towards the Melissa Recovery Funds as well. And the one I'm really, really excited about, well, I'm excited about all of them, but in particular, Carla King and the Aki Seed Foundation is organizing what we talk about, I just mentioned, the creative part of it. I never thought this was a thing, but so she's having an auction, and she does her painting. So to auction her artwork online, and this is also going to support a school in that in Jamaica, especially in the area, in the Hanover area. Okay.
So beautiful. I just like, boy, we're creative. Listen, I don't know, because I'm also a radio talk show host and DJ. So yes. Trust me, I'm having to hold in my big up Spanish Town, big up Belgium, big up France, big up the Netherlands, all over UK. Listen, our European brothers and sisters are showing up. And it is just warming my heart as I'm listening to you. I'm like, wow, JAMFET, JAMDIF, listen, we are so creative. And Jamaicans and the diaspora have the same values, which include the giving spirit. So it's just so heartwarming. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about all of these places we didn't even know. And that's why we're doing conversations and online dialogues like this. So you will know we're not alone in this fight to rebuild Jamaica. There are people that care. There are people that are moving and in action for Jamaica to help rebuild our island, hopefully better than where it was before. Again, we're so grateful to have our three wonderful guests. We have about 15 minutes, so I want to make sure if there are any key points you want to highlight. Let's take a moment. There are some, I think we mentioned websites, we mentioned newsletters. Let us just highlight those if we can bring those up on the screen. I know Mr. Nathaniel Peat from the UK, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative there, says, make sure you sign up for his newsletter. I'm going to drop it in the chat, or ask our administrators to drop it in the chat so you can sign up for that newsletter. Of course, we are here to inform you. Okay, it's in the chat. Thank you, Katie. We just want to make sure people know where to go and how to tap into what is already happening, or like the lovely example we just had, someone who is creating art and then donating the funds. So I do want to get into some topics. I won't call them controversial, but it's on my mind. For example, how we support. Again, you can support right where you are. And there's some conversations about supporting by traveling to Jamaica. Now, we've in this conversation brought up the possibilities of going. I know I have a cousin from Dallas, Texas, who is going as a nurse in the next couple of weeks with a relief group. And of course, there are people that are going, for Food for the Poor and other organizations that we've mentioned here. Can anyone of the panelists please comment on whether, from a tourist point of view, should people be booking and traveling and thinking about helping the economy of Jamaica in that way?
Well, what I can say is this: that from from the um, tourism travel, one hotel, I believe, is going to close. Just one hotel, from what has happened with Hurricane Melissa, and this hotel stock is largely intact, unaffected by the hurricane. I know that one large hotel is down that will be closing, that suffered quite a bit of damage. The flights to Jamaica have just about largely resumed. I think there's one airline that is to resume next week. I won't name the airline here, but there's an airline that is to resume this coming week. So the damage that has been done to Jamaica, it is St. Elizabeth, Hanover, Westmoreland, areas of St. James, and
Trelawney.
bit of St. Anne, as Nathaniel has mentioned. So that's where the damage is. So we do have a large bit of South Coast tourism and hotels along the South Coast that are still viable, and a significant portion on the North Coast and aspects of Portland as well. So there is still opportunity for tourism channel travel, even in this current situation. The island in the areas that I've just mentioned, of course, are not as pretty as they used to be. One of the things that Hurricane Melissa did, the winds were so intense, I understand, up to 200 miles per hour, that the winds were so intense that it actually scorched some of our trees. So you're going to see browning, a lot of browning to the
Landscape.
plants and
Yes.
trees and stuff. So, in those areas, it's just not going to be as pretty,
Yeah.
But yeah, there is still scope for travel for tourism.
Okay. Again, I have friends and family that's going for Christmas. I was going to go, but me going wait little. I'm going in the spring.
Yeah.
But and again, we're being very sensitive to those who have lost life and lost property. Of course,
Yeah.
we are thinking about our brothers and sisters. I can't even imagine not having shelter, and that's where a lot of people are. So
Yeah.
that's why it's so important that we talk about efforts in a long-term kind of framework, because this is not going to be easy, and we're going to need all hands on deck. I want to go back over to Nathaniel. I know you had started with a wonderful myriad of opportunities in the UK. Are there any others you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of people on hospital beds. There's people that are disabled right now that cannot get out to, provide relief efforts. Of course, you have the government website that they can make a donation, but some of the diaspora, they really want to contribute to their direct community, whether that be in the middle of, I don't know, marooned towns, or, up in Portland, somewhere more pleasant, somebody there, and so TapTap Send has been working heavily with the diaspora. They partner with banks such as JMMB, as well as Building Society's Victoria Mutual Bank, whereby if they use the promotional code from a concert that we did, which is the Rhythm of Hope concert we did in August, in preparation for future hurricanes and these types of things, because we know every year there is something
This is 6
happening.
months.
So, as I was saying,
So you're saying TapTap
tap send. They have an app.
TapTap Send is an
That's
app.
right. You
Okay.
can access it from the US, from Canada, from anywhere in the diaspora. To support the families affected and the communities, there is going to be zero transfer fees. If you're on your hospital bed, zero transfer fees. What they've said, use the code ROHJA. And if you use that code on the first transaction, they will add $20 or £20 donation directly. So if you send £10 down, $10 down, they will add $20 or £20 down. Now that is on the first transfer. So you can download the app, which is TapTap Send, and directly send it. That's direct cash pickups on the ground in Jamaica via VM Bank, VM or JMB in Jamaica. Getting tongue twisted there, but this is another way. And on top of that, there's several prayer calls which are happening. We just did the national prayer call, and we had over 100 people join. But of course, where two or three are gathered, there he is. So the more people can mobilize, we're going to need to pray as well. So this is where churches can come. In fact, one of the bishops prayed from her hospital bed. And so we have Diaspora that are still pushing, even though they themselves are going through hardship. And so this is a real good effort that we could have. TapTap send. As I said, that the code is ROHJA, and they will add £20 to every first transfer with 0 transfer fees and very competitive rates on the exchange rate.
Wow, we can take advantage of that. And again, we are so grateful, all of you watching. I see all of the shout outs in the comments. I did want to highlight something that Dr. Rose had said, the mental health part of this.
Yeah.
Thank you for the mentorship program that looks at the long-term mental health effects, not only of those who are directly impacted, houses destroyed, no belongings left, seeing beauty just unraveled around them, but also looking at, we who are watching the devastation, we who are watching the things go on over and over. We appreciate you. And I'm going to turn it over. We have about 10 minutes left. Everybody can give a final word. What can the diaspora be doing to help you, to support your efforts? Again, we're so grateful. Everybody watching, please like, please comment, please share so more people will see us on YouTube, see us on Facebook. And again, we're grateful for our guests to share with us all of their wonderful efforts. Let's start with High Commissioner Alexander Williams. Your final words, sir.
I've been saying to the diaspora, wherever you are in the world, keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing well. Just keep on doing what you're doing. When you are donating, follow the needs list. You interface with the freight forwarders. If you can volunteer, just go ahead and volunteer. And what I would say is this, keep yourself informed properly by the official websites and the official channels. Please avoid some of the chit-chat, the chit-chat and the fraudulent websites and the misinformation. Try and avoid them. Once you stick to the official sources, you will be good. Keep on doing what you're doing and pray for us.
Absolutely. And can you mention once again, sir, the website for the Jamaica government? So people, this is one of the essential websites we'd like to support.
All right. It is supportjamaica.gov.jm. And let me repeat that. Supportjamaica.gov.jm. No
so if
other
you don't know
variation.
Where else to go? If you're in some place.
Go ahead, just to say, there's already a list of fraudulent websites out there with all sorts of variations. So just stick to supportjamaica.gov.jm. And once you go there, all information is there. Needs list, donation, volunteer, and an update as to what is actually happening with the relief efforts. All of it is on the website.
Thank you for that. Let's drop that website in the chat as well, because again, there are so many lookalikes. Be careful. Make sure you're on the official page. Unfortunately, in times of crisis, there are bad actors, and we just have to keep that in mind. But on the greater scale, as we've been hearing today during this conversation, there are so many wonderful people that are pouring their hearts out. Let's go to Dr. Rose. Your final words of encouragement, or any specific upcoming events, or any ways you want to encourage the European diaspora to help in the relief effort.
Yes, absolutely. I first will just add to what the High Commissioner said, or maybe underline what he said about the fake websites that are coming up. This is very, very important. Please ensure that also in Europe we have these really bad, problem cases. So be very careful we love to have you, but we hate to hear the stories that you were scammed. So please follow what the High Commissioner said. And I'd also like to add a few other events that
Yes,
were,
please.
I forgot. I'm sure everybody knows Lee Scratch Perry. Well, he has an amazing son, and Omar he's called, and he's giving also working together to have this concert, this relief concert, and having live performances. Also visit his concert would also be very important supporting the cause. I'd also like to highlight certain organizations or establishments in the Netherlands, for example. Reggae Rita, she sells the most, or she has the most amazing restaurant with Jamaican cuisine. She's also working together with the Dutch Foundation that I mentioned earlier. Pretty Patty is also another organization. And
Like that, pretty
also,
patty.
yes,
Yes.
Pretty Patty. Yeah. And you know, we're all Jamaicans are sensitive to the word patty, and she does a variety of patties. And I'm sure trying her out every time you buy a patty, you're also supporting the Melissa cause, because she's working on that as well. And if you need a haircut, Jamaica Cut in The Hague is where you go. Again, he's also working to make sure that Jamaica is supported post Melissa. And I'm sure there are other organizations within continental Europe who they will also have registered for this specific support for the Melissa hurricane victims. And importantly, the youngsters, the children, they are also part of this system. They also are suffering, some of them, because of the trauma. Don't forget them. So while we need food, while we need our housing, don't forget the children. So that is also something that we could also add to it. So if there's anybody in Europe who would like to specifically, I know, for example, JAMFET is starting rebuilding a school in somewhere in the affected area. That is a specific goal he has for education. And I think other efforts like these will also be really, really appreciated. So whichever way you can, please do support Jamaica, support all of our people who were affected, both physically as well as mentally. Thank you so much.
Well said, and thank you, Dr. Rose. And for our final comment today, let's go over to Mr. Nathaniel Peat, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative for the UK.
Yeah, thanks so much. I mean, there's so much going on, but really, this is about just just keep on going, diaspora, keep on pushing. You know, support the Giants of Lovers Rock, JA fundraiser that's going to be at the Indigo O2 coming up. Another concert happening in Luton, which is actually organized by my little cousin. She's doing Luton for Jamaica. That's going to be on the 30th of November as well for those people further north. There is other fundraising efforts. We have volunteering efforts where the REIT, that's another friend of mine, Nikki Sutherland. She is a property investor. She has got the Rebuild community, and they are on their way to Jamaica with volunteers going next week. They need Pampers, sanitary towels, etc. If people subscribe to my website, nathanielpeat.com/GJDC, the web link will be there. You can click on the newsletter. All of the information is going to be in there. Again, my information is vetted. I get direct updates from JIS. I get direct updates from the media. I will show the websites not to go on as well. So within the newsletter, everything is vetted there as well. So you can connect via the newsletter for all of the relevant events. But what I want to say really to the diaspora is this, you know, let us continue to shift, adjust, and rise above the situation. You know, the Bible talks about the eagle rising up on wings like eagles and flying, and we have to be eagles. The eagle simply shifts its wings, adjusts its body position, and rises over the storm. Let us continue to do that, Jamaican diaspora. diaspora. Let's keep on pushing. Let us keep on being motivated. Let us aspire to inspire before we expire. Look, I'm telling you, we got to do this.
Boy,
All right, so
I'm a
bless up,
preacher.
big up yourself. Yeah, man, Jamaica, bless up.
I love it. I love it. I do see. I wanted to wrap, but there's one other question I see because my mom is a retired nurse. You know how Jamaicans say you have nurses, you have teachers, you have all of that. And we see one quick question. Sandy, thank you. Asking for advice about volunteering as a nurse. Does anyone have any feedback on that question on the panel? And then we'll wrap.
Supportjamaica.gov.jm. Go to the website. There is a pull down volunteer, and you just register. Just register. Give you all the information there, and then in due course, this is how I have to say it, you will be contacted.
Yes, we appreciate what a panel. Thank you again to Dr. Ethel Rose-McBean and to UK Representative Nathaniel Peat, and of course, High Commissioner for the UK, Alexander Williams. We have enjoyed and we have learned a lot by spending time with you today. Again, to all of those who are watching, please share the information. Please continue to support. As we said, we are not in this for the short run. We're in this for the long haul. So lots of love from your cousins in Miami here and across the pond all over. We know that we are stronger together. So big up all the diaspora and the community around the world, friends of Jamaica, who are contributing any way, shape, or form that they can. We appreciate you. We love you. I want to encourage you to keep it going. I'm Susette Speaks, your resident host here on Jamaica.com. You're going to see a lot more from me in the spring. But again, big up everybody watching. And thank you so much for being with us today. Like, comment, and share. And we'll see you again for the next conversation.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Bye-bye.
Go on, Susette.
Hey, we enjoy ourselves here, but we did wonderful work. Thank you, everybody.
Yes,
Definitely.
thank you.